If you're not listening to the Smoke World podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have that conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone at Smoke World Podcast. And the website, folks. If you haven't checked out the website, I don't know what to tell you. SmokeWorldPodcast.com. Today's episode, I am joined by the lovely, the gorgeous Karen Berger and the Vice President, my main man, Bruce Busch. Folks, how are you guys doing today? What's happening?
Doing good, man. You doing okay, Karen?
Thank you for having us tonight. We are doing really well, thanks God.
Oh, man, lovely. Okay, we got to start with Karen. I'm sorry, Bruce. Ladies first, brother. Ladies first.
Brother. Of course.
The lovely Karen. Miss Karen, you know, the folks who are listening, they see this picture of you, which is a gorgeous picture. I don't want to hype you up too much because I don't want nobody chasing you down. But where are you from, Karen?
I'm born and raised in Estelí, Nicaragua, many years ago.
Many years ago. Come on, you're only like 23, so it can't be that many years ago. Okay.
Thank you so much. You made my night. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so you're born in Nicaragua, and how did you get into the cigar business? How did that come about?
Okay. So I born and raised in Estelí, Nicaragua. When I was 18 years old, I was a student in the university. To get my career, I studied business administration. So at that time, I cannot afford my college, my university. So I decided to start to working in a cigar factory. I started working in the production area, rolling tobacco, when I was 18. With the same place that I met my husband, Kiki. He was the owner of the factory. So today, the factory that I start to roll in cigar, thanks God, I feel really blessed, and today is my factory.
Okay, so I got to rewind just a little bit. Okay, so you start working in the factory, and Don Kiki was the owner. Now, how did that happen? I guess he saw you as a pretty girl and said, hey, pretty girl, what's your name? How did that go? I'm curious to know.
Exactly like that, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It was like, hey, girl, what's your name? Come on, down.
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay.
Usually, Don Kiki was back and forth traveling between Nicaragua and United States. So we had the same lady running the factory with her name is Karen Basket. At that time, she was my boss. So Don Kiki visits at the factory around 2 times per month. So I never see him until a couple of months then that I start to work in the factory in the production area. There are a lot of couple of workers over there. Really, maybe one day he look at me and get his attention, but no was at the beginning. So, and then we started to a relation. So I was married for 17 years. So one of the reasons because Karen Berger is today here is because Don Kiki, keeping his name and his legacy alive. He taught me everything about the business, and that's the history behind Karen Berger.
Okay, so you worked in the factory, so you have skills. You can roll cigars.
I can roll cigars, so I have been involved in all the department of the production of making cigar as a packing, despalillo. Now I am in the process that I enjoy a lot more, which is blending tobacco. So having the opportunity to be as a face of the company, and since he passed away, so we decided to create a new blend as a cake by Karen Berger, and also recently we have our new limited edition, the Cameroon. So having the opportunity to blend some new cigar, for me, this is the step. This is the thing that I enjoy a lot.
Nice. Okay, Bruce, we're going to hit you up, brother Bruce. Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Now, where are you from?
I was born in New York City, but I grew up in Tampa, Florida, which is where I live right now.
Okay, he's a New York guy. You done made your way down to the warm weather. You've been down there chilling, relaxing, enjoying the sun. So, how did you two meet?
Well, I've been working for Cigar Journal for 8.5 years now, and at the beginning of the pandemic, like in March or April, they're like, Bruce, can you drive out to Daytona Beach and interview Karen Berger? And I'm like, I suppose so. I've heard of her once or twice, so yeah, I'll do it. So I drove out there, and I was doing a video for the YouTube channel, and I was doing an article for online and an article for the magazine. And I sat down with Karen, and within 5 minutes, she and I hit it off. I mean, we were just like, became friends like instantly, and I smoked her Connecticut, right? And Chip, the general manager of the store in Daytona Beach, he was like, that's going to be the best Connecticut you ever had. And 2 months prior to that, I had just interviewed Nick Perdomo down in Miami. I'd been smoking the champagne a lot. So I looked at Chip in the face, the manager of the store. I was like, bro, this ain't going to be better than the champagne. No way, right? I smoked the Connecticut, and I was like, holy shit, this is significantly better than the champagne. It just blew me away. And then I smoked the Don Kiki Platinum, and I'm like, yeah, these are the best damn cigars on earth, man. Like, how are these not coast to coast like butter on toast, man? I just don't
okay.
get it.
Oh, that's some freestyle. You rap too. I say, okay, coast to coast like butter on toast. I'm gonna put a beat onto that. I'm gonna use your line if I can.
Do it.
Okay,
Do it,
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
absolutely.
brother. I'm sorry to interrupt, bro. Proceed, but I love that line. Coast to coast like butter on toast. I like it. I like that.
So Karen left me with like a care package. She gave me like 10 cigars to take home. And I took them home. I smoked them with a couple of my boys, and they're all looking at me like, dude, WTF? Like, what is this tobacco? And I'm like, right? It's ridiculous how good these cigars are. Me and two of my buddies smoked the Karen Berger Maduro, and I remember all three of us looking at each other like, what? And God's green earth is in this cigar. I've never tasted a Maduro like this in my life. Smooth, balanced, bittersweet cocoa, caramel, vanilla notes. I'm like, get the F out of here. What is this thing, So I was like, bro, I'm writing an email tomorrow, and I'm emailing that woman. And I'm telling her, I'm working for you.
Oh, is that okay, Karen? So is that how the story went, Karen, or is that just Bruce's recall? That's his memory of the story. How about you, Karen? Is that true? What he said is all true, Karen?
That's true. So was incredible the friendship that we have. We are work as a family. Bruce family is my family. I feel so blessed to having him or met him, because when I saw him, so the first things that I impressed me about him is because I saw that he's an amazing guy. And also as well, he fell in love with my cigar. So I feel very, very, I don't know how to say, very thankful with him, because he trusts on us as a company, as a small company, and he see the thing that I see in the company, the opportunity to we have to grow a lot, because we are a small company, but we have big dreams.
Now, that's funny that you mentioned that, and that's just what I'm going to start asking the cigar industry people. At what point do you know, when you're making cigars, that you made it? At what point you say, wow, you know what? I think we made it. We're starting to. Of course. This is an open question for anybody. What do you think that point is?
That first. Yeah. So I'm going. Karen and I are we're going to be in Michigan this weekend. We can do a plug for that. We're going to be in Detroit and Battle Creek this weekend, and then Karen's going to fly home, and I'm going to stay in Michigan for 3 more days visiting lounges up there, right? And when I call a lounge, and I'm like, hi, this is Bruce Busch, Vice President of Karen Berger, Don Kiki Cigars. And they say, I've never heard of that company. The day that I call a lounge and the people don't say that, in Europe or overseas, I don't care, but in the United States of America, the day I call a lounge and I'm like, this is Bruce Busch of Karen Berger, Don Kiki Cigars, I'm like, oh, yeah, right on. We know who you are. That day, that is my benchmark, brother. That's going to be, and I'm feverishly, when I say feverishly, I'm like a fucking pit bull, dude. I'm working at that end every single day right now.
So what do you think the secret to that? Is there any particular thing? Again, you guys have a great social media presence. So what are some of the
Karen,
what's some of the tactics and what are you utilizing to make sure that happens?
well, it's a couple things. It's one, Karen does a beautiful job with social media. She's on there all the time. Karen's a sweetheart. She's wonderful. She's charismatic. She's beautiful. So she's killing it with social media. And then me and my boy Brian Diggins in Texas and Marshall up in New Jersey. I mean, and Tammy up in PA. We're doing our thing, and we're getting out there to the people as much as possible and getting in lounges and putting cigars in people's hands and doing that. So it's a multi-pronged attack. You know, I got to call people. I got to get on airplanes, which I do. I can't even believe how many airplanes I'm on right now. And you know, bro, you know what it's like, dude? It's like you put out a new record. It's like a rock band puts out a new record. Then you got to go on the road and support that record, you know?
Well, you got to go on
But
tour.
the most important thing, Bruce, is that we make amazing, amazing cigars. So
Absolutely.
we work really hard. So our main focus is to produce quality instead the quantity, maintain the quality control of our product consistently in every cigar that we make in the factory. I think this is the main focus, the main idea for us. So that wise is why our company is growing a lot. Of course, we had the most amazing, beautiful thing in the world.
And let me piggyback on what Karen just said. Karen Berger is the master blender of the company, right? That woman will toil night and day until she gets the blend right. She'll take that Cameroon cigar and go back to the drawing board 4 or 5 times. That woman will not make a cigar unless it has met her insane high level of quality. So, I mean, you know, when you get a Karen Berger cigar, a Don Kiki cigar, you're getting a level of quality that is just not really seen in every cigar company. I'm not talking bad about other companies, but there's a lot of slap-togethers out there. And when I said what a slap-together is when somebody walks in a factory like, give me San Andreas, Nicaraguan, Dominican, blah, blah, blah. I want 400 boxes tomorrow. That's a slap-together. We don't do that, man. We don't do that. We would sooner not sell a cigar than sell a bad cigar.
Smart move.
And I don't know that everyone follows that. I know Karen believes in that, so do I, but I don't know that everyone does, yeah?
Okay, so you mentioned Don Kiki. So now is that the same company? Because I know there is a Don Kiki cigar that's out there. But how is that being marketed? Because even with me, okay, Don Kiki, I may hear Don Kiki and not realize, or the person or their consumer may not realize, hey, this is all part of the same company under Karen Berger or vice versa.
Well, that's why Karen did a really good thing, and she made the name of the second line that we have, the K by Karen Berger, she made it the name K, right? So the K stands for Karen, but it also stands for Kiki, right? So the K by Karen Berger is kind of like, you know, when you go from Happy Days to Laverne and Shirley, but, you know, you still have Fonzie show up on both episodes, right?
Hey, you're dating yourself, brother. You're dating yourself, man.
Yeah, well, I know I'm dating myself. Well, do something, I don't know. Just, like you got Harry Styles was in One Direction, right? And he's on stage singing a One Direction tune. You know, he's part of One Direction, but now he's Harry Styles. There, how about that?
All right, there you go. For the young people.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, that's the continuation, but it's the same company. It all comes from Karen's factory in Esteli. So, yeah, we are Don Kiki Cigar, and we are K by Karen Berger as well.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about the blends. Let's talk about some of the cigars that's going on. Let's talk about anything that's new. Let's start from the beginning. You said you fell in love with this Connecticut.
Yes,
so
sir.
Let's talk about the blend. You got the Connecticut, but you got Habano. I know you got the Maduro. Am I missing something else? Give the folks the information that they need so they can go and try this excellent cigar. This is your opportunity to talk to the world, to let them know about the Karen Berger cigar.
All right, so we'll start off with the Don Kiki Gold. We have 5 lines that we call our premium lines right now. We have the Don Kiki Gold, which is the last cigar that Kiki blended before he passed away, and I call it Beethoven's Ninth Symphony because, like, Beethoven lost his hearing before he made it, and he never heard his Ninth Symphony, and it just went out to the public. Kiki blended the Don Kiki Gold and never saw it go out to the public, so it is a beautiful cigar. I call it bourbon's best friend because it's packed with mesquite and hickory and sweet applewood notes to it. So it goes insanely well. Like after you just macked on a hamburger or ate a steak or some ribs, and you pour yourself a glass of Kentucky bourbon, the Don Kiki Gold is the ticket, right? And then you've got the first cigar that Karen blended, which is the Don Kiki Platinum, right? That instantly, just to show you that the grasshopper became master, Karen's first 10 became the 18th cigar of the year in 2017.
Go ahead,
And
Karen.
that was,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
the tribute to her late husband, the Don Kiki Platinum.
Are you looking for a new platform to connect with other cigar smokers, consumers, lounges, and brands while escaping tobacco-related rules of other social media platforms? Then look no further. Stogie Lives, the new social media platform for cigar lovers created by a female. So come join Stogie Lives, STOGIELIVES.com, where every cigar lover has a place to connect.
And that is a Brazilian Arapiraca wrapper. All the binder and filler is proprietary from her farm in Nicaragua. Got a lot of vegetable notes, a lot of leather, a lot of sweet cocoa in there, and it really packs a little bit of a spicy punch as well. It's an absolutely phenomenal cigar. So it's our most full-bodied cigar, but I'm not going to say it's full-bodied because Karen makes very balanced cigars, you know. Like the cigars are not light and they're not heavy. They're right in the sweet spot in the middle because she focuses so much on the palate and on the flavor of the cigar, not so much the punch that it knocks you out or whatever, you know.
Nice.
So then we have the K by Karen Berger series. Let's start off with the Connecticut. The Connecticut, which is one I fell in love with, it's got a 93 in Cigar Journal magazine. I'm actually smoking it right now. It's amazing.
I see you get saliva. You don't spit on the mic. Don't spit on the phone, brother. Just calm down, relax. I know you chewing that like a chocolate bar.
I am. So the Connecticut got a 93 in Cigar Journal, highest rated Connecticut in the history of Cigar Journal magazine. Lots of vanilla, lots of graham cracker, lots of nut. An amazing cigar, medium body, not a hint of bitterness. Just a champ of a Connecticut. And then you have the K by Karen Berger Habano, right? And that cigar has a lot of earthiness and peatiness to it. It goes beautiful with a single malt scotch. Also, it's the most versatile cigar. It pairs with anything. Because if you drink a rum with it, you'll pull the sweetness out of it. I drink an IPA with it. It pulls the citrus notes out of the back end of it. It's amazing. And then finally, we're going to end up with the K by Karen Berger Maduro, which is Karen's favorite. Karen, what do you call the Maduro?
I call my Maduro my chocolate bar.
It's her chocolate bar.
See, that's my favorite too. So I'm with Karen on that one. That's my go-to. That Maduro.
Nice. Yeah, so it's got a lot of bittersweet cocoa, a lot of vanilla, and the thing I love about the cigar is the retro has a hint of sweet caramel on the back. I just think it's unreal for a Maduro cigar.
Now, you broke down the whole. I could tell you used to work for Cigar Journal because those descriptions were excellent. You broke all that down. Hey, I'm going to hire you for my marketing guy. But now you guys have a lounge. Let's talk about this lounge that folks, if they come down to where is in Tampa, right?
Go ahead, Karen.
Don Kiki Cigars Superstore is in Daytona Beach. It's 7,000 square feet. We had a walking humidor in the third floor. The second floor is a lounge area. We had a pool table, domino table, the TV, and everything is a nice space just in front of the beach. So from the second floor, you had a beautiful view from of the beach.
Nice. Okay, so it's in Daytona Beach. Okay. And what's your hours down? What hours are your lounge open down there for folks like myself want to come down there, take a vacation? I kind of want to map things out.
We are open every day from 10 to 10 p.m.
10 to 10. Okay, I like that. I can work with that. So if I get drunk, you're saying you're kicking me out. Okay, so that's cool. Now, can you drink in there? Or BYOB? Or no alcohol? Just coffee, soda, juice?
No alcohol, but we had as a courtesy of the house and beautiful, amazing Cuban coffee, which is a perfect pairing with your cigars, and also as a courtesy of the house, we offer also some wine.
Oh, okay, so you get a little wine. Oh, I like that. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with some wine. Okay, so now, for folks who are listening, whether it be retailers or customers. Let's talk to the retailers first, because how would they get in contact with you guys if they're interested? They hear this podcast and say, "Damn, I think I heard about this Karen Berger cigar, but just wasn't really sure, what the steps were to get in contact with." How does one get in contact with you guys?
Well, I'll take that. So you could call me, or you could call the store in Daytona Beach. You could Google Don KIKI Cigar Superstore, and you can call there, and they'll send you over to me if you're a retail store, and I will give you a call or an email shoot, and we can get the relationship started that way. And if you find Bruce Busch or Karen Berger on Facebook or Instagram, you can message us. We're on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also email me at rauchhund@gmail.com, rauchhund@gmail.com, or you can email Karen at hccigarsdaytona@gmail.com. And basically, it's pretty easy to get a hold of us. So just there's many ways. As soon as you get a hold of us, we will do our best to satisfy all our retail customers out there and bring the best cigars in the world all across the land.
Oh, all right. So is anything new, behind the scenes? Anything, you guys got anything in the makings, or that you'd be willing to talk about? Or, I know a lot of stuff is top secret, but is there anything new coming out that you guys are working on?
Recently, as I talked before, we had the introduction of the new line, the limited edition of the Cameroon, which is a Cameroon wrapper from Africa, and vine that is Sumatra, Indonesia, or the Pilar and vines from far in Nicaragua. So we have left around a couple of boxes, but also we have working in another project as well. We had a collaboration with Privada Cigar Club from Orlando. So this January they will be introducing the new line of the K Decadence #1, which is a great cigar aging for more than 1 year and a half. So people who belong to LLC from Privada Cigar Club and the retail store had the opportunity to have this cigar and their stores. I don't know if Liga Privada has his own website where they can sell this cigar, but it's something that we were working almost 2 years ago. I am really excited with the introduction of this new cigar.
Okay, nice. Now, I'm going to change the gears a little bit, because I'm always looking for confirmation to make it seem like I'm not doing too bad. Karen, I'm going to ask you first. How many cigars do you smoke a day? Roughly.
Usually around 2 or 3 cigars per day. I only not smoke my cigar. I like to try new cigars too. I had the opportunity to have different brands here in the store, so I like to try every day something new.
Okay, speaking of different brands, I'm going to ask this question. Yeah, I'm going to ask. Outside of your brand, is there a go-to for you that you may say, you know what, I enjoy this smoke. This is kind of like my everyday smoke. Is there a particular brand outside of your brand that you would say that would be a go-to for you?
I like Oliva Cigar Company. I really enjoy Melania as well, the Connecticut from Oliva. So there are a boutique cigar. There are also a really good cigar as Fratello Arlequin from Nicaragua, made by Joya de Nicaragua. So Dr. Gaby Coffee, I enjoy a lot his cigars too, made in Honduras. As a Dominican, I love the Arturo Fuentes San Ground 54. I don't have any specific cigar. I enjoy different origins. I like to try Honduras. I like to try Dominican as well, Nicaraguans, other brands from Nicaragua.
Okay, now with that being the case, what do you like to pair with your cigars? You do the coffee, you wine, or you bourbon, scotch, or maybe water?
We make Cuban coffee cigar, Cuban coffee every day. Oh my God. We make Cuban coffee every day. I like the strain of the coffee, and also for me, work really good pairing with cigar because clean your palate. I like too much. I enjoy a lot the coffee. All depends on the mood and the day. If I am in a cigar event, of course, I like to take a glass of wine, or if I enjoy with friends, of course, a cigar with good red wine is perfect for me.
Nice. Now, Bruce, I'm going to ask you the same
Yes,
question, brother. How many cigars do you smoke in a day?
Probably one. If I'm doing a cigar event with Karen or by myself or something like that, I'll probably have two or three. But probably just one. 'Cause I work my ass off, man. So I have time for one. Like, I had planned on smoking one later on tonight, but then we're doing the podcast, so I'm smoking one now. But just one probably. Maybe two. And I really like to enjoy them. When I'm at events and I'm working, when y'all see me at an event, I'm with Karen and we're working at an event, I'll smoke like three or four, but I can't really focus on them. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, Kevin, when you get in the business, man, and you're working and you're smoking, it's not the same experience as chilling and smoking. It's a different animal.
That's very true. That's very true. I can respect that. You're right. You're focused on some other stuff, so you really can't concentrate like you want to on that cigar because questions are coming up. You got to get the sales right, so I can respect that. All right, so with that being the case, you use a guy who, only because you work. It's not that you don't want to smoke more than one cigar, but because you're working your ass off, you only can get that one cigar in. So what do you pair your cigar with?
Less is more, too, man. If you smoke 5 a day, are you really getting all the enjoyment out of all 5 of them?
Hey, I agree with you. I can't do no 5 a day, brother. I'm not in that league. I'm like you.
Right.
One a day after work. Now, I'm like Karen. I like to have some coffee. But since we family, we can talk. The only problem with coffee, it make you piss all damn day. So you can't be coming home at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening time having a cup of coffee. And I piss all night. We getting old, Bruce. So we can't, I need my rest, bro. I can't be getting up 2, 3 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock to take a piss. And that's the only problem for me in coffee. I love coffee. I do it in the morning, but it's rarely I get a cigar in the morning. So it's normally after work for me. After I have my dinner, like you said, that steak, that burger, all that fat boy food, sit back, relax, light up a cigar. And normally, maybe some water. Depends on what's going on. If it's a late night for me, may have a sip or something. Something along those lines. What are you smoking on right now? You said, what do you have? Because you're eating that like you sound like you're eating food, brother.
Can you hear that?
Of course, man. We can hear all that. It sounds like he's chewing on some fries or something over there from Chick-fil-A.
Nah, dude, I'm smoking the Karen Connecticut. It's an amazing cigar, man. It's just unbelievable. It's a Connecticut. You can smoke at night, and it still is very fulfilling, man. That's the big takeaway I have from a cigar. After you smoke that, were you satisfied? I smoke a lot of cigars. I'm not satisfied. And I think that I ruined, I'm 51, and hopefully I'll live to be 85, right? I don't have an infinite amount of cigars left to smoke in my life, right? So every time I smoke one, if I'm not getting this K by Karen Berger Connecticut experience, I feel like I missed the boat a little bit,
Okay, so is that your go-to? You're a Connecticut guy?
Everything, bro. It's one. I have like 6 or 7 go-tos. I smoke these. I really like when I'm not smoking Karen cigars. I do like an AJ Fernandez. I think he does great stuff, and I'll smoke anything by AJ Fernandez. I like Perdomo. I like the Perdomo 4-pack. That's a nice little array of cigars. There's other cigars I like out there. My best friend is Rick Rodriguez. So,
Ricky, that's my man. Oh, that's my boy, Ricky Rodriguez. Yes, sir. That's my man right there.
He's 4 houses away from me. Me and him are homeboys. So
are you? Stop right there. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in my garage looking at his house right now. Yeah.
So, are you part of this whole? He made that, the sessions based on the fact that the boys would come over and hang out in the garage.
Yeah, I'm the number 1 garage guy.
Oh man, look at this! I'm getting jealous right now, brother.
I'm the vice president of Karen Berger Cigars. I'm the vice president of Rick Rodriguez's garage.
I'm getting jealous. Now, what's the temperature down there right now? Because it's kind of cold up here right now where I'm at. It's a little breezy, and I'm pretty sure it's nice and warm down there.
Is it cold in Daytona Beach?
It is.
Well, stop. Karen, stop. What are you calling cold? What's the temperature? Like 65?
64.
And that's cold. Karen, you're going to really stop playing. And that's cold, Karen. It's like 30 degrees up here. She's telling, it's cold down here. It's 65 degrees.
We are in Florida. So.
Yeah, you just got a nice little dig, and everybody's listening to this like, really, Karen? Like, oh, it's cold down here. It's cold. It's 65 degrees. And she said it's cold. And it's night. Okay, I'm not going to hate anymore. But look, I'm not going to hold you guys up. Now, let me ask you this last question because the folks are listening. What is it that maybe that I didn't go over or maybe that you want to share with the listening audience about the cigar, about the industry that maybe I didn't ask? I'll let you go first, Karen. If there's anything that you need the folks to let them know, again, let them know the location of that lounge down there in Daytona Beach. Give that address out. But from there, is there anything I didn't ask you that you want the folks to know?
Well, I think that between me and Bruce, we say almost everything. So we are a small boutique cigar brand. We have a vertical process from the seed to your hands. We are focused on maintaining the quality of our cigar. We feel really blessed for all the acceptance and also all the comments, all the feedback that we have from our customer that they fell in love with our cigar. We really believe in the thing that we are doing. So we are here thanks to all the people, all the love and support that we receive as people as you that always has been support us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all the love. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, there, Brother Bruce, the News Journal,
sir.
Cigar Journal, Channel 6 News. Same question to you, sir.
Well, I mean, the thing about our cigars is that when you taste them, you taste this beautiful balance. And I'll be honest with you, man. You know, I mean, you taste Karen's personality in all these cigars because she puts so much love into them, right? And then the capper is one day after smoking the cigars and digging and becoming a fan, then you meet Karen one day, and it takes the whole experience to the next level because she is as awesome as the cigars are. So when you meet her, you're talking about the most down-to-earth, joyful, pleasant person you've ever met in your life. So the K like Karen Berger Don KIKI experience, it culminates with meeting Karen. And when you meet her, you're like, damn it, this is friggin' where it's at in tobacco.
Now, here you go. Now, all these crazy people who are listening, you just now said the cigar tastes like Karen, vice versa. Now, Karen's a beautiful young lady. And these guys, they're going to see this picture of Karen like, yo, you just started something, Bruce. Karen, he just started something. I'm just letting you know. Okay? You're a gorgeous young lady. And at the end of the day, I don't know if I like how Bruce put that. He's going to have all the crazy people like, yo, where's Karen Berger at? They're going to be shooting down there for the wrong reason, not looking for cigars. Like, hey, I saw this gorgeous lady. Is this Karen? I'm like, yeah, that's her. So I'm not mad, though, because you know what?
Beautiful on the inside, bro.
Hey, she's a gorgeous. Hey, you ain't lied about that, brother. I had the pleasure to meet her several times, and she has a sweet personality, sweet spirit, and on top of that, she's a cutie. I'm just going to keep it real.
Right,
she's a cutie. She's a cutie. Well, look,
hey,
folks,
I'm a
you
cutie
mean,
too.
hey, man, hey, listen, man, we old men, man. We old dirty old men right now, so. You know, you're all right, Bruce. You're all right, bro. You're all right.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
All right, look, folks, I appreciate you guys being a guest on Smoke World. Listen, folks, you just heard it. The gorgeous Karen Berger, Brother Busch, and he has told you a many of things. Check out the Karen Berger cigar, folks. If you haven't done so, again, check them out there on social media. Matter of fact, Bruce, give your phone number out, man, so they can call you. Forget all this Googling stuff. That's too much like work, man. You got a number that can reach you, so they can reach out to you, so these retailers can get these cigars in the stores.
Yeah, 813-728-9615. 813-728-9615. Give me a call and let's get the relationship started, man.
There you go, folks. Well, there you have it, folks. Another episode of Smoke World in the books. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com. And if you haven't checked out the website, their link is on my website. So go check out that link, click that link, and it'll take you right to their website. And you can get in contact with Bruce and Karen. That's smokeworldpodcast.com. Appreciate you listening. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And we will check you out on the other side. Peace.